there are some variables that are moving in the right direction at this point.
And the exit polls showed that which was interesting, that the coronavirus, or that the virus, was a very
low
not importance to many of the voters there. It was education, which is code for white parents don't like the idea of teaching about race. And I mean, unfortunately, race is just the most palpable tool in the toolkit. It used to be of the Democratic Party back in the day when they were Dixiecrats, and now of the Republican Party. It just is powerful.
I don't just...
Despair and agony on me.
Let's be clear. Some of it was dog whistle.
Yeah.
Right? Some of it was dog whistle racism.
1,000%.
Deep, dark depression, excessive misery. If it weren't for bad luck, I'd have no luck at all.
To not give
I think we also see the enduring power of the culture wars, and the Republicans are better at playing this game because it's essentially white identity politics. That works for Republicans. We saw it in 2016, and we're seeing it in some of these races now, particularly in the McAuliffe race with the CRT issue and education.
Doom, despair, and agony on me.
Doom, despair, and agony. That, my friends, sums up the mainstream media as of today. In this video, we're going to take a look at their meltdown. We're going to see how Twitter mocked them for it, and stick with me to the very end of this video when I'll reveal just how bad it really was for the Democrats last night. You are not going to want to miss this. Greetings, everyone. Dr. Steve here with you. Great to be with you as always. And speaking of being with you, I do want to see you all in person in Phoenix, Arizona for our next stop of the American Freedom Tour. I'll be there with Donald Trump Jr., Dinesh D'Souza, and Kayleigh McEnany on November 19th and 20th. And you can join me in Phoenix by clicking on the link below to register. And to make it even sweeter, if you're one of the first 200 people to click on that link and register, you're going to be invited to our exclusive Friday night Turley Talks live Q&A, where we'll meet each other, and I'm even going to take one of you out for dinner, but there's only a few spots left, so get invited to that exclusive Q&A, so don't wait. Click on that link, fill out your registration. I cannot wait to see you in Phoenix. All right, gang, let's dive right in here. You know, today is a day for laughter and frivolity and joy and celebration, made all the more sweet by the ridiculous, petulant, and utterly humiliating temper tantrums that plague members of the privileged class that comprise today's Democrat propaganda machine, better known as the mainstream media. The world is laughing at them this morning. It's not simply a matter of the world waking up to an astonishing political earthquake that happened last night in this country. On this channel, we've been tracking with Glenn Youngkin and his campaign for the last several days, seeing the momentum swing in his direction. We were able to discern why that happened. A big why is the rule vote, the non-college graduate rule vote. Since 2016, they've defected en masse to the Republicans, the new MAGA-based America First GOP. Donald Trump was the only Republican candidate who saw and understood that the galvanizing of the rural voters was key to winning states like Wisconsin, Iowa, Michigan, Pennsylvania, states that no Republican had won since the 1980s. He knew he could do it by galvanizing and politically organizing the rural voter with an America First nationalist populist traditionalism that would change the political landscape for the foreseeable future. And that is precisely what we saw on display in Virginia and, of course, in New Jersey as well as several other areas of the country, which we're going to get into in a mere moment. But the rabid left-wing activists that comprise our mainstream media could not be consoled in the least. No, they couldn't be consoled with facts, though they otherwise seem to love facts so much with their cute little fact-checking gimmick there. They couldn't be consoled with facts. They couldn't be consoled with sociological data or economic models or anything of the sort. No, what happened last night was racism. Pure, vile, vindictive racism. Even though those very same filthy, racist, and white patriarchal voters voted in overwhelmingly the first black and first female lieutenant governor in Virginia's history. Oh, Oh, please, please don't try to console me. This evil, racist voting bloc, even though you had a record number of Latino voters who voted for Youngkin by 10 points. Oh, what are facts? What are facts when there's just so much racism plaguing the Trump-infested Republican Party? Please, I can't be comforted by such facts, data, during this horrific time in our nation's history. Buck Sexton said it beautifully. MSNBC is currently going through the 7 stages of grief on an endless loop in real time. It's great. Highly recommend. That's for sure. National Review's Kyle Smith tweeted out, every conservative I know is watching MSNBC. Stephen Miller tweeted out, it's early yet, but MSNBC is pulling a bit ahead in the election meltdown. Still waiting for returns from some of CNN's more loyal viewers and the late night returns, but Joy Reid looks to be pulling away early. And so clearly we've been having a lot of fun at the mainstream media's expense, as we ought to. But it does raise the question, just how bad was last night for the Democrats? Well, the answer is, in a word, devastating. But first, gang, just as a reminder, if you like my shirt, you can get one for yourself. Make sure to click on the link below. We got some brand new Let's Go Brandon shirts that you're going to absolutely love, plus a whole host of Patriot designs. They're a limited edition, so they're not going to be around for long. Click on that link below and get one for yourself, get one for your friends, for your loved ones. They will love you for it. All right, gang, here's a nice summary from our good friend over at Red Eagle Politics of just how bad last night was for the Democrats. Tonight, Republicans won the Virginia's governor's race, flipped back the Virginia State House, won Virginia's Attorney General and Lieutenant Governor's race, won big in 2 statewide Pennsylvania elections, almost won New Jersey's governor's race, and won a 75% Hispanic Texas State House district. Thank you, Joe Biden. That's why in our last video we called this election the Let's Go Brandon election. The Republicans absolutely trounced the Democrats last night. What a lot of people don't realize here, as he mentioned, is that another blue district in Texas flipped red last night. Now, this is part of a trend that we've been tracking here on this channel for some time now. Blue districts in Texas are more and more turning red. Now, this one last night involved the Texas House seat in the San Antonio district that's 73% Latino that voted for Biden by 14 points. But last night they switched and voted in a staunch conservative Republican, representing a 15-point shift in 1 year. And that's all par for the course in what we've been seeing in the Rio Grande region of Texas, where blue district after blue district has been defecting and turning red. Rural voters, Latino voters, they're coalescing into an unstoppable political force that's aligning itself with the new patriot populist Republican Party. It was almost recently in Iowa, where Republican John Dunwell defeated his Democrat challenger in Jasper County, Iowa. It was the first time that seat had flipped red in over 4 decades. Rural voters in Iowa are historically staunch Democrats. Those days are over. They've defected en masse over to the Republican Party, and why shouldn't they? When, you have good traditional folk who are daily assaulted with these weaponized gender-based hieroglyphics that they see on social media, when these folks are accused of not just violating these gender-based hieroglyphics, but stand accused of not even understanding them, not having any clue what these gender-based alphabetic codes actually mean. Do you actually believe those people are just going to respond to that kind of daily derogation with, well, whatever? When we see in our schools and in our sports the daily assault against our nation's culture, customs, and traditions is racist and bigoted and all kinds of phobic, do you honestly think that rural folks are going to vote for the Democratic candidate who's all for that? Obviously not. So the media can continue to whine and scream and huff and puff over what happened last night. But in the end, they're not just demonstrating that they've learned nothing from our changing electorate. They're only getting warmed up for the mass hysteria of the midterms yet to come. Now, before you go, you will definitely want to check out my latest video on why Senators Manchin and Sinema may indeed be poised to switch parties. Maybe more so today than ever before. You're not going to want to miss it, so make sure to click on the link and I'll see you over there. God bless.